This is the magic video. We've been saving the best for last. Using technology. We're going to use a lot of technology in general. GeoGebra, this website right here, is going to be a really common one as well. Okay, so we're going to get familiar with it. Tech can sometimes be hard. It can look different on different computers. So the main thing for tech is that if anything is confusing, that you ask me about it. Okay, don't feel stupid. Don't be embarrassed. Just ask. All right. And your question's probably going to be useful for someone else as well. So let's go back to the same example we've been talking about with these exam scores. We're going to start by visiting GeoGebra. There are links on Canvas as well, or you can just type it in. We're going to go to www.geogebra.org, or you can just Google search it and it'll pick it up. And then what I need to do actually is let's center this so you can actually see everything over here for GeoGebra. And then we're going to navigate towards Classic. All the instructions for what I'm doing right now are in the notes, but I'm just going to also verbally explain them as well. And then you have the notes for reference. So we need to go to GeoGebra Classic. So hit this button up here and then go to GeoGebra Classic. That'll open up a new tab. You can get rid of the old tab and it'll bring you to this, but we don't really even need this either. So we're going to go again, click on the bar up here, realize that's the wrong bar, and then click on the thing right here. And then there's another thing as well. This is why I'm going to give you a direct link. But if you really want to go there by yourself, you can click these dots right here. And then finally, this is where we want to go. Spreadsheet. Okay. You don't care about this other stuff, drag it to the side. Don't care about the graph, drag it to the side. The spreadsheet is what we want. So now let's insert the data. Okay, let's type this data into GeoGebra spreadsheet. And now GeoGebra spreadsheet's really nice compared to like Google Sheets in some ways. And in a lot of ways, Google Sheets and Excel are also better. They're different things. Some's the spreadsheet, some's the other thing. So let's type in these numbers: 31, 62, 35. 70, 76, 81. 70, 76, 81. 82, 82, 87. 88, 89, 94. 95, 98, 100. So type all this data in and then click on the A. Or if you want, you can just drag over the 15 data values that we need. If you click on the A right here, that takes everything and that's fine. Now there's this button up here. We're going to use that. And then specifically, we're going to go to one variable analysis. And this naturally is going to bring up a histogram for you. Now, maybe histograms aren't that exciting for you. We'll talk about those in a moment. But look at this button right here. This sigma X. This, if you highlight over it, it's not showing it on the video preview, but it's showing me, and it will show you. It hits show statistics. N. 15. There are 15 data points. The mean is 78. Use the S. Let's not worry about sigma right now. Use S for standard deviation is 20.966. Give some other stuff. Minimum, Q1, median, Q3, max. We got the 5-number summary right here. The IQR again is just the difference between Q1 and Q3. We have almost everything we need just with a click of a button. Oh, that didn't even bother my cats. Good. So you can get a bunch of good stats here. And then for histograms, so this histogram actually doesn't really look that good because the way it's divided is not really in a very meaningful way. So what we're going to do if we want to change that, if we want to make our histogram look a little bit better, hit this gear icon for settings. And let's set the classes manually. Okay, we want it to be sorted into A's, B's, C's, etc. So we're going to start at, you can start at 30 if you want, or you can start at 0. Let's have each one be a width of 10. Not 510, that would be a little silly. 10. All right, and this histogram should look exactly like the histogram we did in the very first video for this unit. Tell it where to start, tell it how wide we want it to be, and then this shows it that it includes the bottom one. So 30 to 40 includes 30, but does not include 40. Okay, so this is showing you know, that it is all the 30s are under the same one. Okay, so that's pretty cool for histograms, but maybe you don't like histograms because you really, really like box plots. Well, you can click over here and say, I want a box plot. Click under here. It's not showing you on the video preview, but it is showing me, I promise. And if you hit box plot, that's what we have over here. Now this box plot looks a little different for a couple different reasons. All right, the first reason is that its vertical bars on the sides are not small, but ours are small. They're usually small. And the second one is that, why is this guy so far to the side? Did I type something in? I did. In this box plot, it thinks that the minimum that's not an outlier is 35. But I typed that in incorrectly. This should be a 65 right there. That's going to update all of these stats. It's updating the box plot. Now the box plot looks like what we drew in the box plot video. Okay. So again, it's very important. Double check your work for typos because they happen. That's why I did it. No, it's not why I did it. I just messed up. But should always be able to check your answers too. If you do something by hand, it's helpful to also use a computer and make sure that you are getting the same thing with the computer as by hand. Well, let's go back to the notes real quick and just make sure that I've kind of covered everything. So here are the instructions that we did to input the data right here. Inputting the data and getting that graph pulled up. After this, you can get a histogram. I didn't show it. You can get a histogram, but you can also get a dot plot. I didn't show the dot plot. You show it the same way as the bar graph or the histogram and the box plot. You just go back over to histogram, click here, and then just hit, oh, it's showing it now. Thank you. So we can get a dot plot. And the dot plot also should look very similar to our dot plot from the first video, that they spread the dots out. Remember when we had that stack of 2? But you can also, you know, you can find all of these things here. Okay. What else does the notes want to? Again, be very, very careful, especially with histograms, that you're going to want to edit it to make sure that the start and the width are what you need to make your data look clear in a meaningful way. This shows you, again, how to pull up that menu of all the stats. If you forget, those are all right there. You can check those again. And that's basically it. Okay, so if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. GeoGebra should make your life a lot easier, especially when talking about standard deviations. Okay, and again, one more thing that I mentioned quickly, use the S. There's a small distinction between S and sigma, but in this class, we're only going to ever use the S. Pretty sure. Sigma has to do with population standard deviation, which is calculated with a slightly different formula. It has to go back to that degrees of freedom thing with n-1 compared to n. All right, good luck and feel free to reach out.